In today's AutoInstruct video, we're going to show you how to change the rear sway bar on a VE or VF Commodore. For this, you'll need a 15mm ratchet spanner, a T30 Torx bit. Both of these are used to undo the sway bar end link. And then you'll need a 13mm socket set bit with an extension bar and possibly an adjustable head, depending on your toolkit, to undo the brackets holding in the sway bar. Now that you've jacked up the car and removed the rear wheel, it's time to disconnect the sway bar end link from the sway bar itself. Now this is an aftermarket sway bar, that's why it's red in colour, but the stock one is black. So first of all, you need to get your ratchet spanner and lay it over the nut on the back of the sway bar. And then using the T30 Torx bit, insert it into the middle of the nut to hold the nut as you're undoing, to hold the bolt, as you're undoing the nut. So hold the Torx bit still and undo the nut. Once it's loose, you remove your tools and undo it by hand. Take the nut off and then pull out the sway bar end link. Now if you find it's a little bit tight as it is now, use another tool just to gently tap it out. And then it'll pull out like so, and just pull it down for the meantime. Now do that on both sides, and then we'll remove the brackets. Now that you've disconnected both end links, we need to remove the brackets on both sides of the sway bar. This is located just above the joining the exhaust. So I'm just using a flexible neck here to get around the heat shield, but you can just unbolt the heat shield here to access this bolt. Just using my hand to undo the rest of it. Like so. Let's pull that nut out. And then if you actually pull on the sway bar ever so gently, it will drop down like that. And this bracket will pull off. Because it hooks in on the front side of the vehicle, and then the one bolt holds it on. So that's now loose, and now we'll undo the other side. Now moving on to the driver's side of the vehicle, we're going to undo the other bracket. For this you won't need the adjustable neck, as the exhaust shield is slightly different. That nut's nearly out. Like so. Now when you pull down the sway bar, be careful, it will drop because you've undone the other side. So just pull it down. And the bracket will pop out like that. And now it's loose. And to get out of the vehicle, you're just going to slide it across and then gently pull it out. Slight twisting and it'll come out. Now that you removed one sway bar from the vehicle and you're going to reinstall the other one, in our case going from aftermarket back to stock, you need to swap over the brackets that were on the sway bar. Oh, hi Cat. So these brackets simply pop off. There's nothing really hold them in there other than friction. A bit of a tug and a push. If I could actually get it off. So they'll come off. Now when reinstalling another sway bar, you want to use some LMM grease in the bushings just to stop them squeaking. They can get a bit noisy sometimes, and it is a common complaint of noise. You can hear the rubber on the metal now, just making squeaking noises. With the pressure of a car, you can imagine that making a lot more noise. So all you really need to do is get some of this grease, which is metallic in colour, and simply, oh god, this is so disgusting, and simply insert it and just, oh god, lube the hole a little bit, like so, with a bit of grease, spin them around, and then they'll be nice and lubricated. With no sexual innuendos going on here at all. So same with this side. Finger the finger on. Get a bit of grease on your finger, and then just get it all up in that bushing like that. There you go. Nice even coverage. And then slide it over the sway bar. Give it a bit of a spin, so there's even lubrication. Once the bushings are back on the sway bar, simply place the brackets over the top and push them down. You might need to just press them down with your hand. Taking note that the side that the nut bolts into is opposite the side where the end link is. So they're opposite each other. Do that on both sides. Like so. And then we're ready to reinstall it on the vehicle. Now once you're back under the vehicle, get the sway bar roughly into position. And you can just rest it on the exhaust. And for this part, you need to insert the bracket into this slot. And then as you spin it and clamp it down, it'll pin the sway bar in place. So to do this, you need to line it into the slot. A bit hard to see, but it's lined in there. And then spin it up once it's in the slot and around over the hole. Then get your nut. Once you slide it a little bit, get your nut and start to do it up. Now once this side's in place, tend to the other side and get that one locked in as well, and just get the thread started. And then evenly tighten them up from left to right, just to ensure the sway bar is in the correct position. And also making sure it's not caught on anything and it's in the right spot where it can then be bolted onto the end links. So this is in enough for me now. I'll move to the other side off camera, do that up, then finish tightening up both of these. They don't need a lot of torque, it's about 20 newton meters or so, and then we'll go and connect the end links. So now we're just going to reconnect the end link onto the sway bar. So simply adjust the head to line up with the hole and push it in. And then get your nut on the rear. Start to do that up. Now again, you'll need to hold the center when tightening the nut on. So get the ratchet socket on it. Use the Torx bit to hold the middle. And tighten, not loosen. Now that the sway bar end link is nice and tight, repeat this process on the driver's side, and then the sway bar install is complete. So that concludes the removal and installation of the rear sway bar on a VE or VF Commodore. Thanks for watching, and for more guides, head over to AutoInstruct.com.au.